from many aspects of the testimony from many SAPS witnesses, including yourself, is the apparent culture of fear within senior management of SAPS. The impression created is that it goes beyond ordinary respect for authority, and that there's a real sense that even respectfully disagreeing with a superior could be a death sentence or even place one's personal safety at risk. And you've given us examples. Is that a fair characterization of the environment within SAPS from your experience? Because years back we had Life Esidimeni, and I could see the same narrative playing out in SAPS where lives were lost, people knew the truth and they didn't speak out. I see the same happening within SAPS. Am I correct with characterizing it like this?
You are correct, Honorable Member. Part of the issues that are happening within SAPS is if they see certain people who are relating well. You know, when you work with people, you end up creating relations with certain people that are regarded as being stubborn or not being able to be used. They target even those people. For example, there was a Major General who was at Legal Services. Legal Services was, to a certain extent, not all of them, of course, captured through this particular channeling, because all these documents for my disciplinary matters were being prepared today. There was a Major General who was very vocal and strict, Major General Groenewald at Legal Services. When he was telling them, but these things has to stop, these things that you are doing, hey, they are not right. She was threatened also with disciplinary measures, and she ended up jumping in the ship and resigning in order to save herself. So this is how we have become in the police.
Retired Deputy National Commissioner Francine Navuma is accused former Police Minister Bheki Cele of being part of a sinister campaign to destroy her reputation and allegedly orchestrate attempts on her life. Testifying before Parliament's ad hoc committee on Wednesday, Vuma claimed she was the target of a plot to falsely implicate her in irregular procurement of personal protective equipment, PPE, during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. According to Vuma, a brigadier within the police informed her that Cele and former Lieutenant General Bonang Gwenya had discussed plans to charge her over alleged PPE procurement irregularities, allegations she insists were fabricated. Vuma told members of parliament that the alleged plot was triggered by her refusal to approve companies that Cele allegedly wanted to benefit from PPE tenders. Said, I believe it has to do with that particular matter. They wanted to deal with me as if I did not support the minister in what he wanted. At the time, South African Police Service procurement processes were under pressure following the state of disaster declared in March 2020, which created an urgent demand for PPE nationwide. Vuma said the National Treasury had established a centralized procurement system through transversal contracts to ensure transparency and compliance. However, she testified that Ngwenya repeatedly pressured her to award contracts to certain companies allegedly linked to Cele. Companies that were not listed under Treasury's approved transversal contract, and said, I said we will not be purchasing because there are due processes to be adhered to. Those companies were not part of the transversal contract. According to Vuma, Cele reacted angrily when she refused to comply with the alleged instructions. She further alleged that after efforts to implicate her in wrongdoing failed, discussions allegedly turned to more sinister measures. Said the person who told me said he was in that meeting when that discussion took place. He warned me not to take this thing lightly. Despite the warning, she never confronted Cele directly. Instead, she informed then National Police Commissioner Kehla Sithole, who arranged for a threat assessment and provided her with protection. Vuma said she never laid criminal charges regarding the alleged plot. Her testimony also detailed a violent armed robbery at her home on 11 May 2023 when 3 gunmen stormed into her bedroom and pointed firearms at her, and said they took all the gadgets and some items in the house. Vuma said she attempted to speak to the apparent ringleader during the ordeal and said he told me that they knew I was a police officer and that I had a safe with a firearm. According to Vuma, the man then made a chilling remark and said he told me they had been sent to kill me. I asked who had sent them, but he did not say. She said the situation changed after she told the suspects that she had already been dismissed and that the police had confiscated her equipment. And said the ringleader then told the others to take whatever they wanted but leave Mama alone. And said the gunman ransacked her home, searching for valuables and taking electronic devices, including iPads, iPhones, and laptops. Vuma said the attackers returned to her home several times that night. During a second attempt, she managed to lock herself in the bedroom, preventing them from entering. The suspects allegedly stole a television and other items. On their fourth return, security personnel and police were ready, and said one of them was shot and another one was arrested. However, Vuma claimed the case took another strange turn when the wounded suspect was supposed to make a confession and conduct a pointing out of her house. The officers transporting the suspects were allegedly redirected to Mamelodi police station by a police colonel. Upon arrival there, they were instructed to verify the suspect's address. When they reached the location, the officers were allegedly confronted by criminals who threatened them and said they were told to release the suspect or they will be killed. The officers involved were later subjected to disciplinary proceeding over the incident. When asked by evidence leader advocate Bongiwe Mkhize why she had no protection during the 2023 attack, Vuma explained that the initial threat assessment had taken place in 2021. Said that the attack happened in 2023 while I was on suspension. There was a gap between the two incidents. Vuma told the committee the experience had left a lasting impact on her and said this matter is very serious. I endured pain.
You made a loaded statement earlier on, and you said pertaining to Robert McBride, and I'm not sure if this includes Paul O'Sullivan, that cabal, and you said they were targeting blacks in SAPS. Please elaborate on that statement.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. And as I was explaining that, I was relating it as it was said to us by the late Mandla Mahlangu. If I may also elaborate, part of the things that he said, remember as he said, he told us that from the politics, it was seen that by the colored community that it will be impossible for them to have a president. Now, the best thing that they needed to do was to capture the criminal justice system so that they are in control. This is what was related to us by Mandla Mahlangu.
What's your take on this one, people? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more news.